Hello, Stitchers. Happy Tuesday evening. It's March 31st, 2026, and I'm Nicole. Welcome to Stitching with Nicole and the kickoff for the Patriotic Pears Sal 2026. It's so good to see so many of you here. So excited about stitching the pears. Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. Oh, Maureen, thank you. That's so nice. Thank you so much. So I'm so excited. I wanted to put a stitch in earlier today and I did not. I waited to do it live with you guys tonight. So I hope everybody else is excited about this Sal as I am. We're going to do a quick little housekeeping. I do want to let you know some of the links down in the description might be affiliate links, and that means if you shop through those links, I do earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. And then I also want to let you guys know that I was going to have a graphic and I forgot to upload it. We're going to have 3 weeks of the Stitch with Me. So this week, obviously, next Tuesday evening, and then the following Tuesday evening, and then the finishing tutorial, which I know everybody's super excited about. So excited about that. Oh, thank you so much. Let's see, finishing. Oh, yes, great. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to tell you. We do have helper in the chat tonight. My son, Brendan, works for me full-time, and he is linking in the chat for us. So if you have questions, or if he can get the link, if I've provided it for him, he will pop that into the chat, or if he knows where to get it. Some of the things he knows, some he doesn't, but he's learning. So he will be popping those into the chat for us. Not stitching, but love watching. Aw, Koi, hello. It's so nice to see you. Hi, Cheryl. Let's see. Oh my goodness. It's so good to see everybody tonight. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera. I want to talk to you about the finishing kit really quick, because now would be a great time if you've not purchased it and you would like to use the finishing kit to go ahead and get that ordered so it can be on its way to you so you are ready to finish week 4 when we get to that. And let's see, what else was I going to talk about? We'll just see when we get there. Let's flip the camera around and talk about this, and let's see. Okay, so I am going to go here, and I want to talk first about the finishing pack. So Steph at Lindy Stitches has put together a great finishing pack. I had talked to her and we decided to do this, and so I'm so super grateful that she put this together for us. And what is included is 3 cotton fabrics for our backing fabrics for our pears. No, I had that going. So we have a really pretty, I'm going to zoom out. Hold, please. We have a really pretty kind of texty, grungy type of red. Then we have this really fun blue. It's kind of like all that, the colonial type map print. So pretty. I love, love, love this. And then I had to use one of these florals, so I did choose one of these really pretty patriotic florals. These are all from current Riley Blake collections, which is super nice. So if you love the fabrics, you can probably go find these at a store since they are current collections. I'm going to do picture in picture really quick. There we go. Hi. So that's the great thing. If you like them, you can always grab more. So you get that in the finishing kit. You're also getting this piece of wool. And I know it's hard to tell here on camera because it's really dark, but it does, let me see if this maybe, yeah, there you go. So see, it has a little bit of a houndstooth to it. This is for our stems, leaves, and the bases or bottoms of our pears. And then you do get some interfacing included in the kit as well, which is super nice to give a little more structure to those pears. Let's see. Yay! Let's see. Peg's finishing kit arrived today. I love that. I'm going to come back to me really quick. Love the finishing kit. Thank you. Now, in addition to the finishing kit, and I will have these things listed. That is what I forgot to list, Brendan. Sorry. please make a note that I need to add that later. But over on my, you can still find it, but I was going to have it easy for you in the description. You do need some sort of a stuffing. So polyester fiberfill, wool roving. I like to use a combination of wool roving and crushed walnut shells. You could do poly pellets, whatever you want to use in your pear to stuff it. We did not include that because I know everybody likes something different. Sawdust is another great option. So I will list my favorites. They are in my Amazon shop. I do have a page just for finishing pear items. I might add a few more things as we go, but as we get closer to the finishing, I of course will share all of that as well. So, oh good, Colleen says her finishing kit arrived yesterday with special sweet goodness. Yes, isn't it so nice that she includes some little sweets in there? So fun. Okay. So, I did get my magnifier, the nice magnifier that I really like to use. I took the extended pole out of it so that I could put it on my desktop and use it for the stitch with me tonight. So hopefully you can see the stitching nice up and close. Yay, so many people are excited to get started. Okay, now maybe Brendan can put a poll up for everybody. I would love to know who already started, who's already finished their pear stitching and is just waiting for the finishing tutorial, or who waited until tonight to start. So fun. Let's see, excited for the project. Awesome. So for week 1, I did pick the red pear. Here is our chart. So here's our Patriotic Pears chart from the so talented Annie of Annie Beez Folk Art. And we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance red pear tonight. And for my stitching, because I am not using all the called for, I'm using all the called for floss, the called for Weeks Dye Works. You can also choose to use the name out here. So 22 Ecru and 930 are going to be your DMC options. Oh, Vicki just put in her first few stitches and Colleen waited for tonight. I love it. So I am using the called for, but for my fabric, I just picked from my stash, and I did end up having Thornfield, which is the called for the lightest pear. And then I picked a blue and a red from my stash for the other 2. So we're going to just grab that. And I like to use and share everything, keep all that information on my project card, which is especially nice if I'm working on something and I know I need to come back to it at some point for floss tube usually, but sometimes somebody will just ask. I have found that this is a great way for me to remember because I don't have to dig through multiple videos trying to find information because I never find it. So this is easy. I keep it in a file. When I'm finished with the stitch, I just keep everything together in a 3-ring binder, including this, and that way I can always reference it at any time. If this is some of my project cards, I do have these in my shop, and they are 50% off right now, so I was going to show those really quick. We have Easter and Patriotic, both 50% off, so if you're interested, there are links for both of these down below. You get floss drops and project cards, and they have been wonderful. I've been using them for everything. Let's see. How to size if using a 32 count fabric. I went over that, so in my video, Get Started With Me, what you're going to want to do is I'm not going to go over it tonight, but you're going to need to go to a cross stitch calculator at Lindy Stitches or Fat Quarter Shop or 123 Stitch, and you're going to put in the stitch count of your pear and the size fabric, and that's going to tell you what size to cut your fabric and what size your finished pear will be. But you can also reference that Get Prepped With Me video, and I will have Brendan drop that video link here in the chat for you guys if you need to reference that. Oh, no. Look and stash first, Christy said. I love it. Still waiting on chart and thread, so stitching something else patriotic tonight. That's awesome, Dawn. That's a great use of time. So I will tell you, I would imagine that I will finish this one tonight. I don't think it's a ton of stitching. Just started to stitch, learning smaller count and magnifier for first time. Any tips? We'll talk about them as I get started stitching. Oh, how to cut the pear shape. I'll go over that in the finishing. Okay, so we are going to move my magnifier over here. And I am going to start in the center since I cut my fabric down. And it will be better when I get it up here. So I'm just going to fold it and find my center. And I am using my favorite magnifier. Thank you for popping that link in. Let's see. And questions for Brendan. How is baseball season's going? Brendan plays an online baseball league. Did you talk about that, Brendan, and I missed it? Let's see. Started after work today because this girlie has to teach 5th graders tomorrow, Leanne said. That's awesome. Okay. So I have found the center of my fabric, and I am going to do a pin stitch in the middle. And I creased it pretty good here so that we could see it on camera. And I'm going to find where I want to start. Now I need to look at my chart really quick because I thought I figured it. I'm going to scoot one over. We're going to start right there. Oh, she met the Mariners. You're correct. I was wrong about that. Thanks, Brendan, for correcting me. Okay, who else is a baseball fan here? Oh, nice. Linda's starting the spring green pears. Oh, you know what? Hold, please, 1 second. I will start this. I promise. That's reminded me. I'm going to come back to me really fast before we do this. I do have the spring green pears. I have Christmas pears too, and they're downstairs, but I thought I would show these. I did these a couple years ago. So here they are, and they do have some walnut shells and polyester fiber fill are in these. So yay, that's a great choice to do. Oh my goodness, lots of baseball fans, it looks like. Okay, do you think the Peppermint Sparkle by Fabrics by Stephanie is a good red linen to use? Yes, I do. I think that Sparkle Red Linen by Fabrics by Stephanie is always great. It is a good red. Don't let that sparkle word throw you off. But yes, if you used it for the Christmas pears, absolutely. Okay. I got those kitted up too, is what KDL Home says. I cannot wait to do those also. Never enough time. Agree. Are pears your favorite shape to stitch? Stacy says. I don't know if favorite. I do love a dimensional finish. I will say that. I mean, I love all cross stitch, but I do love a dimensional finish. Teresa says, baseball junkies here. We have been to all 30 major league parks. Teresa, you are Brendan's hero because I think that is his goal. Red Sox fan Beatrice says, just put my first stitch after. Nice! Okay, so let me see where I am because I didn't even look. Okay, I put my first little stitch in. Let me trim off my little tail so I am starting at about the G in the center. Okay, for the viewer who is anxiously awaiting the finishing tutorial, have you got yours all stitched or did you stitch other pairs? Also, if I've missed any questions so far, pop them back in the chat. And I do the sewing method stitching, in case anybody was wondering. I know I usually get that asked a lot during the live. So I don't use a hoop, and I do stitch in hand, and I use the sewing method. I know Cheryl says, what an accomplishment, all the ballparks. I love that. Kim says she grew up on a pear ranch, so I am stitching all of the pears. They're all so beautiful. Yes, and Christy, was it you who said you have them all kitted up? I do too. I have all of them, and I do have them all kitted up. But I've seen several of you say not enough time, and this is so true. So kind of my goal for these Stitch With Me lives during the SAL is not only to, you know, check in and provide community. Tell you what, this fabric is a little bit tight. There we go. But to also encourage each other to work on our stitch and get it done. I stitched other pairs but used an odd size fabric, so my pair was bigger than all the templates in the pattern. Okay, yep. We're going to talk about it because I really wanted to encourage you with this owl to use whatever fabric and whatever count fabric you like, because you definitely can finish it. I'm going to talk to you all about it in that finishing video, so hopefully that will help you be able to get yours finished if you don't already. Denise wants to know the website. Brendan will pop it in the chat for you guys, and it is in the description too, but he'll pop it in here. Christy, I know, but you'll get to it. I've really been loving, Christy, your posts showing all the different crafty things and life things you've been getting up to. That's fun. Would there be an issue if you started stitching at the middle top area 2 inches from the top? Just wondering, Joyce said. No, and I've done that. Okay, the reason I didn't, that's a great question. Did I go over to? Yeah. No. Especially if you don't cut down your fabric. Just make sure because the bottom of your pear is going to be a lot wider than the top. So you want to account for that so you don't run into an issue where you're too close to either whichever side it is. I have started on a much bigger piece of fabric. I cut mine down just for ease of especially being on camera. But if you haven't cut your fabric down, you definitely can start in a little bit. Just make sure that, since the top is so much skinnier than the bottom, that you're accounting for that and you move over enough. Julie, I am center starting. I'm starting with the letter G on mine today. I am not always a center starter, but sometimes when I want to make sure that I have enough room, I will center start. I've been doing it a lot more lately for some reason, especially if I cut down my fabric. Tabitha wants to be Christy when she grows up too. What was your favorite market purchase? Vino Stitcher says. Oh gosh. Favorite market purchase. I don't know. I really like With Needle and Thread by Brenda Gervais. I really liked the new tomato, the dimensional tomato from Needle and Moss, the new designer. Just because I love tomatoes. Oops, that was not right. I'm trying to think. What is my other favorites? I liked a lot of them, so I'm hesitant to leave anybody out. How about you guys? Do you have certain ones that are calling your name are your super favorites? Or that you've started? Oh, I liked Pledge of Allegiance by Plum Street. I'm definitely starting that one when this is done. Awesome, Christy. That is a great way to switch it up. If you didn't have the right fabric or didn't like your fabric, just stitch a different pair. Yes, and great point. You don't have to start with a red pear just because I am. If another one of the pears is calling to you, by all means. I just put kind of what I was doing here, but definitely do whatever works best for you. Spring Rain and Goose on the loose in the garden and the pears. Can you please do the finishing tutorial of Coco's garden? Oh gosh, you guys. So I pulled Coco's garden and was working on it last night because I really want to get it done. Let me fix my camera really quick. And I'll think about it. We'll see. I need to look at the instructions again. Happy Day by Plum Street is a favorite. Twin Peaks Sewing Box, nice. All the patriotic designs. Hi. So good to see you guys here. Let's see, Jung, hello. I want to start Pip, but have never done an animal cracker before, so I'm a little intimidated. Just start is my suggestion. You'll just stitch it up. They're addicting and fun. Yeah, I did like Olive too. The Olive animal cracker, the goose, I did like her too. Have you done any of Teresa Kogat's stockings? Stacy said. No. But I want to do, he's not Smoky Santa. What's its real name? I know he's got the pipe, and I keep calling him Smoky Santa, and that is not the name of it, but I do love that one. I also really, really love the Easter stocking, and I had downloaded it last year in Teresa's Patreon, but I haven't stitched it. I didn't buy Pledge of Allegiance. I literally buy everything, but I really want to do it. Tabitha, you know you're going to want to. I really like that one. Well, I like all of them. Who are we kidding? Midnight Santa, thanks, Lori. Coming in clutch. Oh, everybody's saying Midnight Santa. Hi, Tara. Why in my head I have it stuck that it's Smoky Santa, and I know darn good and well it's not, but in my head that is what it is. Yeah, Sandy says I want to stitch it all. Me too. Midnight Santa is amazing, Kim Ray said. Yes. Okay, Brendan's saying that it looks like the majority are starting tonight. That's fun. Okay, just because I want to know, how many people are completely done stitching? Anybody? Does one strand start sound correct like this? Down, bottom left, up in the middle. Janie. Down. I don't know. I have to do it to... I'll start another one here in a minute so I can answer that better. Stitching Halloween Quaker tonight and just hanging out. That's awesome. Words are finished now to do the flag on the bottom. Hi, Chris. Let's see. I think my favorite purchase was the Worthy Patriot by Plum Street, but I did manage to purchase 16 other patterns. Stacy, right? That's what we do. That is what we do. Has anyone started Worthy Patriot? Is what I want to know. Oh, Brendan says about 7 people have said that they're already done. Just started. Oh, I just started too. So whoever's just started, you are in great company. At least that's what I'm going to say. Hello, Chantal. So Chantal is having a awesome stitch along too for what? One flag. Oh goodness. Can I not think of the names of any of the charts? One flag, one land. Is that right? I'm scared to start Worthy. Patriot Lori said, I think it will take over my life or it'll hide in a bag. Starting tonight after dinner, Chris said. Kitting it up, waiting for thread. I finished the red pear, Amanda Herrera said. Yes, awesome. I don't think this does not seem right. I think I went over one too many. Which happens, especially when I'm on camera. Anyone going to do Market Mania? I think so. I am trying to narrow down what I want to do, but yes. I watched Tara talk about Market Mania. I think I watched her talk about it last year, and I was intrigued, and I definitely think I want to. I think maybe that stitch was right, and I'm just silly. Oh, well. Oh, no, it's not right. Goodness sakes. Can I not stitch or what? Nope. The answer is no. You're kidding. You're stitching pears. That's awesome. Yes, I am kitting up one flag, one land as well for Chantel. So in my floss tube, I couldn't remember what the other stitch along. And then as soon as I was done with the editing and I had put it up, I was like, oh yeah, I remember what it is now. Duh. And hadn't we just talked, Chantel? And I was like, how can I have already forgotten? Oh well. Consuela's thinking about doing Market Mania this year. Okay, Market Mania is kind of, I think it's a take. Tara can tell me if I'm wrong about this. It's a take on Mania, which is in May, which I believe used to kind of be where you did a new start every day. I might be wrong about that. And it kind of over the years changed to how you want to do it. So maybe you do one new start a week, or you work on all whips, or you work on half new starts, half whips, kind of evolved into whatever you want to do. And now Market Mania is kind of designated for May Mania, where you can work on market charts that you've picked up. And I think a lot of people maybe do one new start a week, which is what I would do. I wouldn't start everything, but I do like the idea of maybe one new start each week. Yep, Tara says I got it. Thank goodness. Tara, I almost was like, might have to phone a friend and have you come in and help me. Also waiting for America 250 to arrive. Yeah, oh, it's so pretty. I really would like to start it. Okay, so I'm trying to think who I was watching, and they mentioned this, and I thought the same thing. So I bought it kitted from the attic, and I got the silks, which I love, but I got the saltbush fabric, and I love saltbush. I use it quite a bit, but I think my piece is too dark. I think I'm going to change the fabric. Carol, it was Carol, Saltbox Stitcher. She said she was changing the fabric, and I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to too. So I need to figure out what fabric I want to do. How do you keep your magnifier lint free? I wipe it and the lint just moves around. Oh, yeah. You know what I use? Not as often as I should. Here. I use these Lin's Nice and Clean. So my friend Lori Craig, who's here in the chat. Hi, Lori. She gave these to us one year when we were together. And so I picked up a couple boxes of these. And they're just these. This one's dry now. I used it before the live because my magnifier was horrible dirty. But I just use these to clean. And they're nice lint. I think they're lint free. But I love them. So I just pick these up. And I think I put a link to some of these down below. But I definitely recommend these, and they come in these little individual packs. So I usually put some in my stitch box, so I always have them. I want to do Dot the Bird for Market Mania, but I have recharted the color so the bird is actually pink. Oh, how fun! Shirley, you're welcome. Yes, Lori, I knew they were your favorite. I totally got that from you. And they're handy. So I have them tucked all over the place. Christy says, Lori Craig has great ideas. That she does. Should I be using 2 strands for 14 count Ada? Vicky, yes, I would. You're going to definitely want that for the coverage. Oh, no, that's correct. I thought I stitched that wrong. Karen says she needs to find her wipes. Her magnifier is filthy. So right before I started the live, I was looking through the camera, like testing it, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed. I don't want anybody seeing my mess and being like, girl, clean your magnifier. So I had to break out 2 wipes. The first one to initial clean, and then one more time. So it was really good and clean. Yep, Teresa says she would use 2 strands on 14 count for sure. Yep. Otherwise, I think it's just going to be a little too sparse and you won't be happy with the coverage. So, besides One Flag, One Land, what other SALs are you participating in? I know there's tons going on right now. Any other fun ones? I mean, they're all fun. Basically, what I'm asking is anything else I should be starting? And how's everybody's stitching going? So I've got my G, my I, and my A. Is anyone else working on land that I love? I've been doing 45 minutes a day in order to make progress on this big, awesome project. I would really say something else, but I don't want to get flagged. I don't know if they will or not. I mean, who cares? But stitching is going great, Kim Ray says. Going to the Diamondback season opener April 4th. So excited. Jealous. That sounds amazing. I was just thinking today, I was like, we should have gone to opening day at the K, Brendan. That would have been great. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier until afterwards. Lori has exactly 1 stitch. You've started, Lori. This is your first Sal. Jen says, well, welcome. That's so exciting. Pretty much a monogamous stitcher. That's fantastic. Sandy ordered Tara's ABC 1, 2, 3. Me too. And I'm going to do the one Flag, One Land, and she's doing Across the Pond, Sal, getting ready to start. Nice. Assignment 4. Fantastic. Does the One Flag, One Land fit on the 141 board with 36 count fabric? I can answer this because Chantel and I were talking. She can answer in the chat too, but if she's stitching, I'll answer. It does, but you can't use the frame. So the model was stitched on 40, and if you're using the Sentinel backing piece that Chantel designed for this, you won't use the frame. It'll fit on the board, you just won't be able to use the frame with it. It'll look amazing, it'll look really, really good, but you can stitch on 36. I hope that helps. Leah says, I stitched a little gosling from the Olive Animal Cracker. Oh, it's our first one. I'm so glad. That's a fun one. I'm doing 15th anniversary sale that is 51 weeks long with a band a week. Oh, that sounds amazing. I just pulled mine and want to get more done by July 4th on Teresa's pattern. Nice. Lori, it's the With Thy Needle and Thread ABC 123 from Market. It's the little red house with the pretty red border around it, if that helps. Did you grab that one? You don't even have to Google. I'll tell you, if I know. Took me 2 tries to start and only have 2 letters done. I'm stitching on 18 count. Kat, you're doing great. It's no race. I know. Just remember, it's not a race. Do it your pace. So the playlist for this, if you ever want to come back and watch, will be here forever. It's not going to go away. Completely free. And when we're done, the playlist will live there, and it'll have all the Stitch With Me's plus the finishing tutorial and then the bonus. That was not correct, by the way. Obviously. Richter Stitcher, I started Land That I Love in 2022. Been lazy. No, not lazy. You've probably been stitching all of the things. Sometimes we squirrel and get distracted. And Tara, that starts Monday, right? Oh my gosh, I just totally screwed this up. We're going to actually cut that off, and I'm just going to run this under and get a new strand. So I am going to just finish my stitch, and what I do on the back is I will just take my needle, I'm going to run it under a few stitches, and I'm going to go actually another direction too, just to kind of lock that end in there nice, like so. And I'm going to snip this close so it keeps it looking nice. Okay, there was a question earlier. Tabitha says, ooh, it's not a race. Okay, I shouldn't speak for everyone. If it is, that's okay. I don't judge. You do you. But don't feel like you have to keep up, is what I'm saying. If you have lots of other things going on, life is busy. We obviously have a holiday this weekend. It's, everybody's busy time, or life looks a little different. Tax season, I don't know who works there, but if you do, you're probably busy. So just do what you can when you can. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start right here, actually. So I start from the front of my fabric with a pin stitch. I know not everybody does, but I do. So I'm going to go down, and I start in the bottom left corner. It doesn't matter which one you start, like which leg you cross second. Just make sure it's consistent throughout your entire piece. So I always start in the bottom left. And I do, because I'm stitching on linen, I'm doing like a little halfy stitch here. If I'm stitching on something that requires 2 strands of floss, and I will not do the pin stitch usually. So then I go in the half of the stitch, and I'm going to come up in that opposite corner, and then I go back down through the middle. And then I am going to cross over it, and that will hide where I started there. So it just looks like a nice little X. And then I do snip this off with some nice sharp snips, because we do not want that getting caught. How many linen threads are you willing to cross so you're not starting and stopping for each letter? Lisa, it really depends. If I'm framing a piece, I'm a little more careful about it. If I'm working on a light fabric, I'm really careful about it. On this red, I'm not going to be as careful. However, I don't like let's say that I'm here and I need to go over here. I would run my needle underneath stitches on the back to get over there without like really starting and stopping. Does that make sense? So instead of just coming over here and starting, I would run this underneath and then start, so that it kind of traps my thread underneath those stitches. and it's not going to snag or, you know, kind of be in the way. Any progress on One Nation? Nope, haven't even touched it. Although I was thinking about it last night, but I've decided I'm going to work on spring pieces all this week, and then we will reevaluate next week what I'm going to do. But I want to get back to it. So I'm going to do my spring pieces for this week, and then we'll see, we'll go from there. I'll figure out what we're going to do for the rest of April. Are all the pears the same size? No. I am well, I shouldn't say, I would have to double check. I'm almost certain she has stitched some of hers on 40. The model stitched on 40. Most of them I think are 30 on 36. So yes, they'd be the same size. And you can stitch them on whatever you want. And if you were consistent with your fabric, they would all be the same size. Are you worried the red linen will run on the white thread? No, I'm not. I started the One Nation flag. Yay! And loving it. Have the blue box for stars all bordered. Lori, I'm so jealous. That's the next part that I'm going to do. I really do love it. I need to get back to it. As we all say for everything. When counting down my fabric after stitching, how much margins should I leave for finishing? I like to leave a couple of inches. I think you're safe with that. I like to err on the side of caution. So 2 inches should be good. That's what I've left for myself. But if you feel more comfortable, leave 2.5, 3, whatever. I meant the pattern itself size. I don't know. I would have to look at all the patterns to see. Pledge of Allegiance just jumped in Tabitha's cart. The One Nation is kicking Tammy's butt, she said. Oh my goodness. Where are you at on it that it's doing that? Oh, Pam said she's doing One Nation. Oh, there's so many of you. I love that. The blue was her favorite part. Oh, I love that too. I'm really trying to get my little cocoa basket done. Is what I'm trying. I stitched on it for 2 hours last night. I was pretty happy with it. Just don't get the red fabric wet. Spilled white wine on fabric while cutting and had to wash fabrics. The red ran. Oh, Kim, yeah. If you're using a hand-dyed red, well, it's going to all be. I just wouldn't wash. Yeah, I wouldn't get it wet. I've stitched several things on red and not had any issue. But you could always do like a little test in the corner and see how it works, how it goes. I got all my supplies through Steph at Lindy Stitches and I'm so excited. Yay! Oh, I love that, Rhonda. Christy says so. Tabitha is shopping, not stitching. Hey, there's no judgment here. We do whatever you want. I am halfway finished. The flowers are the worst, Tammy said. Yeah, I was kind of worried about that too. Okay, so I am going to travel a little bit here. This will be a good question. So let's see. I'm going to just come right here and start my letter C. So it's not that big of a travel, but it is. See how I've come from up here over here? But again, I'm not on a dark fabric, or yeah, I am. I'm not on a light fabric, so I don't worry about it quite so much. I just try not to go too many threads over. Pat says her first stitch along. I'm stitching on 16 count Ada. And she's 82. Welcome, Pat. I love that. Resize the pear pattern up 13%. This is fun. Oh, that's awesome. I'm stitching One Nation too. Oh my goodness, it sounds like there's a lot of us stitching that. It'll take forever, but it will be so pretty. I agree. Does binding my basket quilt count as stitching with Nicole? Of course it does, Donna Marie. Always. Are you even... Oh, no, she's talking to Christy. I don't need to say that. Didn't get all my supplies yet, so watching today and we'll catch up. Tina, you'll have no trouble at all catching up. I'm talking, so I'm not stitching very fast, but when I can just sit with my AirPods in, I'll fly. I know. This is... The Christmas ones, I flew through those. And I think these... I need to look at them again. I know this one for sure. When I opened it, I was like, oh, this is not bad at all. I bought the chart for One Nation. Does that count? Angela, it sure does. You can join in our unofficial stitch along. I'm working on the white pear with deep blue, so not running too far with threads. Fantastic point, Vicki. So when you get to the star, I'm calling it the Stars and Stripes pear, but I don't think that's really what it's called. But this one right here, I'm going to show you. This one, I agree. If your fabric is nice and light, she's saying don't travel very far with your blue thread because you will be able to see it through there. So when we get to that, we're going to need to be a little bit more careful about starting and stopping. It'll just look a lot nicer in the finished stitch. Joining late, I finished the white and red pears, just started the blue. Nice, Karen. Rhonda wanted to wait for this, Sal. Aw, thank you. I waited too. That's amazing. So we'll start the blue pear next week. That's what I have on the schedule anyway. Obviously, stitch at your own speed. There are no rules here. There just won't be a finishing tutorial until week 4. What is the best way to knot off when you have to end a section or run out of thread? I don't knot mine. I just run it underneath the back. So I will show that here in just a second. Kind of at the end of today's live, I will show how I end. And it depends on how many stitches I'm running under, but for this, I would likely go one direction and the other. Sometimes I'll only go one direction if I can run it under multiple stitches, but where this is so, it's so scattered, I will definitely go 2 directions. Are the Christmas pears available yet? Connie said. Not that I'm aware of. I would imagine, I don't want to speak for Annie, but usually about a year. I know not everybody did the year after the release, but a lot of the designers wait about a year after the release. So probably around Christmas time or near the end of the year. Do you think using a darker interfacing might hide backside sins? I don't know. Has anybody else tried that? I actually have never used a darker interfacing. Are you using Picture This plus Rubius and J for your 8? Oh, she's asking Karen about that. Is it a Q? Sherry, I'm not sure. I think I maybe missed part of your question. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad you're inspired to learn cross stitch. You watch my card making and this is your first stitch along and not stitching anything, just learning. That is awesome. Yep, 1/2 for 36. I think your darker would draw attention to them if your thread is white. Lori says. I think so too. But you could always lay it back behind and kind of, I would hold it up to the light, I think. I'm thinking about this. I think I would hold it up to the light and see if you can see it through there. And McCarran says she thinks dark interfacing might skew the linen color. That's another good point. Connie says she's doing 18 count with one thread, but it's so light. Is that right? So some 18 or 36 stitchers will stitch with 2 strands. So if you don't like the lighter coverage, you could try 2 strands. I would probably try it, like try stitching 1 letter up in the corner or something that you could cut off and just test it. See if you like that coverage better, and then you could go ahead and stitch the whole thing with 2 strands. I like mine a little bit lighter, but I know like Liz Matthews, she often stitches with 2 strands on 36. There are stitchers who like 2 strands, so you might try it and see if you like that better. Connie says she might have enough to do before they come out. She bought way too much at Market. I bet that everybody here can agree that they bought way too much at Market. I have used black-gray interfacing on black or dark blue fabric only, never on other colors, Cindy says. Hi, Cindy. Thank you for sharing that. And Valerie's going to do Tara's birthday, Sal. Tara, it sounds like lots of us are going to be joining your birthday, Sal. I am excited to start that. I think my threads will be here tomorrow. For some reason, why is it that I have a whole wall of thread, and then when I go to kit something up, I don't have the colors that are called for? What is that? Oh, Christina, thank you for this super chat. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. Vicky says, I'm attempting to do good old days by stitching with the Housewives on black Aida and was thinking to use black interfacing, thinking that the white interfacing would show through the back. I think, Vicky, I do think you're right about that. If you're on that black fabric, I have heard somebody, it's been a while, and they said they did use black interfacing on the back and it looked really nice. And with the holes on the Aida, I think you might really like that, especially with the black fabric. So I think that's a great idea. Yep, and Cindy says the same thing. That's what she does when she stitches on black. Oh, fun. Christmas tags are the best. All right. Where am I? I don't know. Right here. Okay, so we're about at an hour. I do try to keep the stitch with me's about at an hour. So are there any questions? Have I missed anybody's questions before I sign off here in just a minute? And I'm also going to run my thread under and show you how I end before I get off tonight. And I'm at the end of my E here in Allegiance. I don't have my whole word done. Oh. We'll see if I can stitch. That's kind of a big nubby thread there. Oh, I see what I did. Do you suppose that whole stitch is wrong? Yes, it is. I'm not going anywhere till I fix that. Hold, please. Oh, thank you. Chantel says black batting is a good idea. That is a great tip. Thank you, my friend. If all the designers took the year off, maybe we might have a chance to catch up with all of our Market purchases. Oh, you know that's not going to happen. They're just going to keep coming out with more and more amazing things. Denise, are you asking about the fabric that I have here and what I cut it at? I did that in my get ready with me video. I'll have Brendan pop it back in here. I'm not exactly sure. I feel like they were like 7 by 7.5, but I might be wrong about that because I did that a week ago. But I'll have him pop it in here. It'll change depending on what count fabric you're stitching on too. Okay, so when I get to the end of my stitch, so see how I don't have like a whole row to run them under? I just don't want it to come undone. So what I usually do is I'll go under a couple stitches one direction, like that. And then I will go back the other directions, hopefully to lock that end in so it's not going to go anywhere. And you could even, like, I'll come back, I'll skip a stitch if you want. It depends on how ambitious I get. And then I just want to snip that close. I'm going to move that out of the way. We have a nice little start. Oh, Brenda, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think, let me see. I can tell you, Denise. I can tell you on my mat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is. It's 7 by 7.5 is what I did for this one. I just had to use my grid. Oh, if it's possibly 28 count, definitely use the calculator. You want to use the stitch calculator to figure out how big, because what I have cut mine down to is going to be different if you're going to use 32 or 28 or even a 40, it won't matter. But if you're going to use something else, you might want to put it in and see how big it's going to be. I did put in a few different numbers when I did that get ready with me, just to kind of give you an idea of how big you would cut your fabric on some of those other counts. Couldn't get Thornfield, trying to choose between Be Stitch Me Sugar Cream Pie or Not Another Sampler from Nashville Hall Thoughts. I do not know what sugar cream pie looks like. It sounds like it's nice and light. I might be wrong about that because I just don't know what that one looks like. I do know what Not Another Sampler. I don't think you could go wrong with that one, but I think Thornfield's a little bit lighter, so if Sugar Cream Pie is a little bit lighter, you might like that because we're not using white on that pear. We're using the blue and the red. Stitching on 16 count Ada, and I'm using 2 strands and coverage is A-okay. Perfect. I love that. Working on the Sable method. Love those ladies. Stash accumulated beyond life expectancy. I love them too, and same. I think we all are. Let's see. It did go by fast, Beatrice. I could not believe it. Okay. Okay, it is light. I think you'll like it. I think if that fabric is light, I think you'll like it. Because I think in here on the photo, I think that fabric is pretty light. And I know Not Another Reproduction, is that what you said? Is a little bit darker. So if it's light, I think it's going to be really, really pretty on that. Especially since you don't have to worry about a white showing up or not. Okay. Okay, Denise is trying to find a red and 20 count. That would be awesome. Let's see. Oh, thank you guys. Okay, so if you are watching this on the replay, please drop your questions if you have some down in the comment section, and we will get those answered ASAP. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Super excited. Please, please remember, when you are sharing your pairs, please tag Annie. I'm sure she would love to see all of your beautiful pairs that you guys are working on, whether it's the Patriotic Pears or any of her pairs. If you're using the finishing kit, please tag Lindy Stitches as well, and myself, so that we can all see and share your beautiful stitching and beautiful work. I will be back next Tuesday evening, and we are going to be stitching the blue pear. If you don't follow me on social media, please do. Also, catch me on my Sunday floss tube episodes. I will have the red pear stitched, like I said, probably tonight. So hopefully I get that shared on Instagram tomorrow. But other than that, happy Easter, everybody. Have a wonderful holiday weekend, and I will see all of you next Tuesday evening. Bye, everybody.